Can we safely say this is Rituraj's team?
Obviously, missing out on Jaddu was a big.
Where does MSD stand in all of this?
I feel one of the reasons why we didn't had success last year. He in fact immediately replied where want to play under you, it is your team. The likes of Sanju and Ayush as well definitely increases our attacking option. He is not someone who wants to be always on the forefront.
Say, ahead of a brand new season, it's my privilege to have the man at the helm. This show is called Beyond the Roar, where we hope to find the path, the journey that this man took now as the eventual leader of such a gloried franchise. It's Rituraj Gaikwad who is with me. Ritu, thank you so much. I believe that you don't like doing these podcasts as much. I tried searching for many of those. It's my honor to have you on this show.
Thanks a lot, Abhi. Yes, something which I'm not pretty much fond of or keen on doing. I feel that it's good to have a normal conversation without cameras, with people more realistic, more cricketing experience being shared. And usually, I prefer having interviews with someone who knows cricket, who knows what are the journeys, what are the hardships. You can relate and you can gel into that conversation really well. So I'm excited for this one.
Guys, this is going to be the theme of the conversation. Strictly cricket, he lets his bat do the talking.
Yeah.
Short, sharp answers where the captain of CSK tells us. Just by looking at you, Ritu, you look like you bulked up before the season. Looks like you're very strong. Is that a serious shift?
Not shift, actually. There's been a shift since last year of the IPL. Very disappointed how it ended for me personally and even for the team. And then I went on India Air Tours. Didn't really get an opportunity, and then I sort of when I was coming back, I thought let's do something which I haven't done before, and that is giving more time to cricket, more time to myself, and I had decided that I'd keep a pattern where irrespective of whatever I do on the field, I'll stick to my routines which have set it up off the field as well. So I think I sat down with one of our trainers of Maharashtra. His name is Mahesh. We sat down, we had a roadmap till Ranji Trophy. Then we broke down in between white ball, then again Ranji Trophy, and then obviously planning IPL as well. So we had that roadmap. I also had a roadmap of how I would structure my cricketing practice sessions. How I would take off from bit of 4-5 days of holidays and all. So I think I had everything planned right before the season started, and obviously I wanted to enjoy that process rather than thinking of wanting to do something extraordinary. Just trying to stick to that process. So I think that has really helped me this year.
It really looks like it has helped you both on the field and off the field. You're looking much fresher, fitter, raring to go for the season. But you spoke about planning for your own self. But this time you have to plan for 20 others as captain of this side. It's not new for you, but it feels like a big shift from the outside in, Ritu. Looking at Chennai Super Kings teams over the years, from being called Daddy's Army to you coming into the side as a young player, and now you're the leader of this side. Is that the same planning that is going to go into the leadership process of the CSK side?
Yes, I think in terms of planning or in terms of handling the team, I think I've been pretty much fortunate, obviously, to be part of MyBuy's leadership for I think 4 or 5 years now, and I used to obviously admire him, but there were games, there were years where I think even in 2021, I remember, I think it was just my second year. But still, I always used to think that as a captain, what change I might do or what we need to do and what Maiba is doing. So whatever, more often than not, he was at the right side. But obviously, I used to go and always have that conversation where, why you did this, why you did that, and what was the thought process. And, years pass by, I realized that, he tries and keeps it very simple. There's no complication. There's no second thought to it. There's no thinking about the future, what will happen, or there's no thinking about what if, or what if this goes wrong, or what if this goes right. So there's nothing right or wrong for him. It is just that what he feels at that moment, he just backs his instincts and does it. So I think that is what I have learned from him, and that is what I have tried and implemented every time I captain domestic cricket as well. So I think even for CSK, which the year which I did a whole season, I think I tried and kept it really simple, and tried to continue that mindset which Maiba had throughout the years. Not really changed too much, but as you see, there's a shift of players, as you said, from experienced players, then you go down to youngsters. Now there are a few more youngsters coming up as well. So I think it is really important for me to gel up with them, get to know them, uh, get to know what mindset they have, or what mindset, what routines they follow, and give, I won't say advice, but have that conversation where they feel comfortable about what they want to do, and give them that confidence that you just have to go out there and express. Because I know, as a coming in as a domestic player, what pressure you have, what things, what kind of baggage you carry, right from your family, friends, and everyone. So I think I relate to it really well. So that is what I try and go and uh, share with them, that this is how it is, and this is how we need to be. So it's really good to be in that position.
Actually, really nice to hear that. I want to talk about two or three things that only you said,
Yeah.
just elaborate on it. But let's stay with the leadership aspect of things. Not too many teams in the IPL have homegrown captains.
Yeah.
I like to call you a homegrown captain because you played for this franchise and now you become a leader.
Yeah.
And you, when I asked you the captaincy question, I didn't mention MS,
Yeah.
but the whole world mentions it because
Yeah.
of the legacy that CSK have, right? So this year, with all of these younger players and the shift that we saw towards the last part of the season, can we safely say this is Rituraj's team and the style that it wants to play in, with the number of newer players with the old guard going out and the younger players coming into this side?
Well, definitely, but I would say, you know, with regards to even last year's team, I think we had a really good side. Uh, I never like to blame any players or point out any players that we didn't had a good side, or we didn't had a couple of good signings. But I think in IPL, or especially when CSK picks someone, it is always something that a player has or a player carries. It is just that I feel we were slightly, you know, not fortunate enough to uh, grab those moments, or luck not favoring, or lot of injuries actually. And we had players who were playing in Chennai for the first time. We call it as a home, but we have lot of players who were playing at the Chepauk for the very first time for a stretch of 3 to 4 games, and didn't really figure out how to make runs, or what kind of pitches. Plus we had 4 games out of first 5, I think, which every time the wicket played differently as to what it was in the previous
It's
game. So
flat now.
yeah, so I feel Chepauk is a place somewhere where every game you go, you have to analyze how the pitch is playing, and then adapt according to it. So you cannot just go from one go. So definitely that was, I feel, one of the reason which why we didn't had success last year. But yes, this year I think we tried to see that what were we lacking last year, and definitely having a top order batsman, uh, the likes of Sanju and Ayush as well, definitely increases our attacking option. And Sanju for sure brings a lot of experience, played more than 100 IPL games, playing international cricket for a long time as well. So he knows what it takes to perform at that level. So we have that experience, and we have now a bunch of youth players where they have done it in the domestic cricket now for 2 3 years, where they express themselves and they have that X factor in them. So I think what we needed was 2 3 players who can just guide the ship, and rest others who can just go out there, have that fearless attitude, and make sure you give that X factor. So I think we have a perfect combination of that this year.
I think to get an answer out of you itself feels fascinating for me, because it's always a we thing, right? You're saying we are trying to do this, we are trying to do that, but it was very specific where I wanted to know whether it was your team.
Yeah.
But you brought up so many different angles as well, where you said Sanju's been brought in, another player who's coming in, possibly the form of his life.
Yeah.
He's a fan favorite because he's from around these parts. He's a South Indian himself. Ayush Matre, who's won the Under-19 World Cup. So with all of these newer players coming in, does Rituraj Gaikwad take a backseat personally with the batting? Because a lot of people still believe that you are one of the best openers in the country. Are you still going to bat number 3 this season?
Still not decided, but most probably, I have had a great seasons opening up for CSK, and whatever, even last year, I felt that, we lacked a bit of experience in the middle order, and I felt that, if we just get a good start and me coming at number 3 will give a good balance to the team. So it is all about how the balance will work out for the team, and I feel I am someone who can really adapt to whatever the team requires. I can bat at 3, I can bat at 4 as well, and I can open as well. So whatever suits best for the team, definitely that will be the first step to do. And as you said, Sanju coming in obviously bolsters the side really well. I remember we having a conversation some 2 3 years back. I think we were in England, and he was asking about what is happening in CSK, how it happens, how are things and all. And I said, I feel being a South boy, you should explore this opportunity. You should be here.
So you were the first ones to drive that
Actually,
conversation.
not. I don't know if I was the first one or not, but we have been friends like since long time now, and our we have been in the Indian team. We have been in and out of the Indian team, so we kind of had the same journey. Not exactly the same, but we kind of had the same journey, same struggles. So I think that's what I had expressed to him, and he said definitely I would really come and this thing and all. And the first thing I said that 2 3 years ago, it was about he asked me about how my bite is and then how it is going to be, and will you be the next captain, he asked me. I said, I don't know, I don't really care about captaincy. It is just that I like playing here, I like the atmosphere, I like how the culture is, and I'm really happy as a player as well. And he in fact immediately replied where I don't want to come in a situation where I want to come there and I want to be the captain. I want to play under you. It is your team, it is your franchise, and I'm happy to be there just as a player. But whenever I get an opportunity, I would definitely love to come. So there were a lot of talks actually last year after IPL. I was regularly in touch with him. There were times where things weren't happening. There were times where things were really close, but there were again times where things again went back 2 3 steps. But as soon as it happened, I was really happy to have him here, and even his conversation was he's really looking forward to it.
It's a big statement, Ritu, because the guy who's another player who's played only for one franchise, is captain of that side and built younger players, wants to come play under you. Tell me more about that bond.
I think, as I said, my instant reply to him even then was, even if you become the captain, I'm really happy to play under you, as long as I think we share a similar kind of what you call similar kind of attitude, where I feel he's not someone who wants to be the star of the show, or he's not someone who wants to be always on the forefront. He always keeps team first. He's always a team man, and he's someone who who keeps it really calm. And as I said, he's not someone who wants to steal the show. So I feel that's where we bonded really well, and I feel that's what we have kind of similarities between both of us. And it's good to have such people in the team where they are keeping the team and the franchise first.
It almost all like feels like a Tamil movie, if I can imagine it, like brothers coming together
Yeah.
with a father figure, MS
Yeah.
Dhoni.
Yes.
Again, very similar, right? Like I was telling you just before the start of the interview, where I don't see too many interviews of you, one,
Yeah.
but I also don't see too many tattoos. I don't see flashy posts anywhere. Pretty similar to Sanju Samson. Is that the way you've always played your cricket, Ritu? And this is something that will trickle down to the rest of the squad as the kind of culture? Because this is a very important year for CSK. 2 years, this team hasn't qualified, and that's a very big thing in
That's
the
a very
minds
big
of
thing,
the
yeah.
fans, right? So, what is your message for the fans, and what is your expectation from the season for Rituraj Gaikwad?
I think, see, as a captain, you first have to accept that everyone has different identity. Everyone is different individually. Everyone has different lifestyle, different culture, and different different things that they like, different things that they want to do, or things they want to do it differently. So I mean, if someone is really flashy in a team, or likes to do things differently, obviously I have been part of a squad where the Daddy's Army 2019, 2020,
Yeah.
even 2021. It was, I mean, they were completely different times.
Yeah.
And suddenly, even for me, when I see all the new players now, definitely it is a different team, different culture, different environment. But at the same time, I feel it is my duty to ensure that whatever things were happening in the past, it is just that you have to carry it forward and give them that message that, hey, that is what it is. We try and keep it really calm, we try and keep it really cool. We like individuals to take responsibility of their practice sessions, of their routines, and not really messed up with the team activities or team get-togethers or something like that. We don't really have it here. But if we are trusting you to take the responsibility, all that we want is commitment from your side, only on the ground, nowhere else. So I think that is what I have learned throughout the years with CSK, and that is the only message to the team and to all the individuals. And to the fans, I think I feel we are this year. I think we are a bunch of wounded lions, and definitely finishing on the rock bottom last year. Definitely, we all are wounded, but a lion's silent breath is more dangerous than its roar. So definitely something which we are all looking forward to, having a great season. But at the same time, it's a long process, it's a long tournament. We really have to make sure that we get our routines right. We make sure that everyone is ready, and make sure we feel everyone connected to this team, to this franchise, to this city, to the fans, and try and give them the best. As you said, not qualifying 2 years is a big thing for this franchise, big setback. But it is something which you at some stage you have to kind of experience it, even as a team, even as a player, or even as a franchise, or even as a fan. So I think it's a good learning to have. I think me, myself, Flem, even team management, everyone got to learn a lot of things throughout what was happening last year. So definitely a lot of things to learn, a lot of boxes to tick, but we are trying to tick one box and make sure we have good commitment coming into the tournament.
I can definitely see that the process is underway for you guys to, let's say, a reset, for lack of a better word. But if you're looking at the overall structure of this particular side, it feels very, very different. Like what Red mentioned, is it something that's come with you and Flem having these conversations? Because Flem's been there from 2009, and throughout the course, you've had players who were very CSK players.
CSK
You
players,
can
yeah.
call them a nice all-rounder, overseas all-rounder. You'll have an overseas pacer. Now you have Noor in the ranks,
Yeah.
but you've also got two uncapped players who CSK went for a large price in
Yeah.
this year's auction. Tell us the thinking behind it, because you don't generally see, because outside in, a lot of fans are saying, oh yeah, we want a shift, we want to see a change. Were you part of that change?
Uh, yes, definitely. I mean, it's not that it was me who was taking the decision, or it was only management, or it was only Flem. I think it was collective things. Whatever it was happening, obviously it was collective. Lot of meetings, lot of discussions. You have to come to a point where, as I said, you put the team first, and you really want to break down to each position and see that what we want from that position, what role we want, what kind of players we have, and who we think that are the best. So I think uh, obviously missing out on Jaddu was a big hole to fill, but if we see the options that we had a very limited source there. So I think Prashant Veer was right up there, and we thought that he had that X factor. He had something where he can hit huge sixes and can give that left arm spin as well. So I think that is what something which we had to get this auction, and we wanted someone along with Shivam, where right-handed batsman who can really take the game on in the middle phase, where either you need a good strike rotation, or you need that smartness, where I feel we had in Ambati Raidu, where he was absolutely brilliant. He knew what to do. He knew how to.
Good comparison, actually.
Yeah, he knew how to. I mean, he read the situation really well, and I feel, especially playing in Chennai, you always need that sort of player, but it's really hard to get or to replicate that. So we thought, if we have a combination of right and left, where we have two players of playing spin really well, as to playing spin, who's dominating spin really well, that would give us more advantage going into the game. So I think that is what something which we lacked last year, and that's where Karthik Sharma, I think, came in with. I think whatever I've seen him in last 4 or 5 days, I think he's definitely worth what he's got. But it all comes down to how he reacts and how he faces that pressure. But definitely he's got something which is an X factor.
Where does MSD stand in all of this? With the change at the top, in the middle, with the bowling unit, where does MS Dhoni fit in?
I think, huge respect to him. He doesn't, he doesn't come himself to all these discussions. Yeah, he wants me and Flem to just take it forward, and he says, even if you come and ask me about certain things, even if I give you advices, or even if I say something, it is not necessary that you have to follow it. It is your ideas, and it is Flem's ideas, that you have to come together and take this team forward. So it is on to you. It is your responsibility, and it will be good that if you to take your decisions, whatever it is. And as I said, he is not a believer of what is right and what is wrong. If he just sees a problem, he just focuses on how to solve it, whether it is big problem, small problem, whatever it is. So I think that is what we want to continue with, and that's what we always have that conversation with Flem, and even with the management as well. So I think, as I said, huge respect to him. Someone like him to take the step back and ask both of us to take it forward, it's a huge thing.
I don't think you're ever going to say it, Ritu, but I will say it on behalf of CSK. I think this is Rituraj's team. It feels like it more and more I speak to you.
Yeah.
But generally, let's talk a little bit more about your personality. You've seen some funny streaks in between, where you had that naughty streak. I've seen a couple of these vlogs.
Yeah.
How are you going to be with these younger players? All these guys who are so excited, wide-eyed. Because I remember that season when you burst onto the scene, right? Like, it was the spark season.
Yeah.
You were the spark, no? And then now you're the one who has to light the spark for all of these younger boys.
Yeah.
How are you going to be with them? Like a father figure, or just a friend?
I think I'm
On the
really
PS and stuff.
I'm really enjoying it, because if you see 2019, when I first came in the team, I think we were just 5 players who were youngsters. I think Jaggi, Asif, Chaitanya was there, and
Yeah,
you
I've
know,
seen that video with you and Asif where
yeah,
you.
then next year I think Sai Kishore came in. So I think till 2022 there were very few youngsters. I think Tushar came in 2022, Mukesh came in 2022, and Deekshana was there. Later stage Patirana was there. So I think my first 2 years with CSK I've just been with small kids, having those doing those duties where the dads are busy and family wants to take a time off, then I'm just carrying a child, so doing their duties. But as I said, I'm really enjoying it with these youngsters, especially because it's where you can freely interact with people or players, whatever you want to. You can have that chat, you can have that discussion. But coming from an experience point of view, experience squad point of view, if you see that team, I mean, you always feel that, you always have that doubt whether to go and ask, am I disturbing them or am I doing that? So you always have that doubt. So I think this team, I feel it is just, it just has a lovely atmosphere. These youngsters just, there are now almost 10 to 15 players who are really young, who are almost my age or around that age. So just a brother to them, whether it is big, small, doesn't matter. Just a brother to them really helps.
Okay, talking of brothers, I think the entire CSK or the Tamil Nadu fraternity has appointed you big brother for this particular season, and fans are really excited to know what your thoughts on. We asked them to pull out a few questions, and a couple of them have been very, very interesting, Ritu. So I'm just going to ask you a few from what we've received on X. Palle Venkata Subba Reddy has said, been a fan of yours since the start of your IPL journey, my love. Thank you for making us proud. My question is, what is the toughest phase of your life before coming into cricket? How did you overcome it and stay healthy, keep making us proud? See, this is the love
This is the
you
love.
get from
Yeah.
our favorite Tamil
Yes.
people, Ritu.
Uh,
It's the toughest phase of your life.
Toughest phase, I think, you know, I think cricketing journey, you always have those ups and downs. I won't say that uh, that will be the toughest phase, but I think from a life's point of view and overall point of view, where I think the COVID phase was, I think, was really tough for me. Being in the quarantine for almost a month, not really doing anything, not really meeting anyone, and just have that claustrophobic feeling where you are just in the four walls doing nothing, and the whole, not whole world, but half of the world is moving around, and I'm just sitting here watching Netflix, trying to finish off everything that is there on the Netflix. But as I said, thankfully they were still, and obviously being away from home, that's the main point. So, but thankfully my friends were there, my wife was there, my family
Is
was
she your
there.
go-to person, Ritu? Your wife?
Definitely. I mean, she is right from the start. I think she is someone who has been with me throughout my journey, right from, I think, 2018 we know each other. But she has seen all that journey. So definitely she knows I haven't changed with her and in general as well. So she knows everything. She knows in and out. She knows exactly at what point, what do I need. I come home, what food I need exactly in the morning and afternoon and evening. So she knows me in and out, and she's definitely a person to go to. So as I said, COVID phase was the toughest to face, but as I said, there were a lot of things to learn from it as well. Uh, Still, I would say was grateful enough to have good food, being taken care of. CSK, Russ was there every time, messaging me every day, whatever you need, just keep texting me, keep asking me. So you, really grateful that I was in a good, I would say, good space, or trying to keep in a good space by the team. But yes, personally, I feel that was the toughest phase.
Okay, the next one is from Hariharan, who says, what shot in your batting gives you the most satisfaction?
I am still an old school person, so for me, cover drive anytime, any day, whether it is, even if I go and play 5 over cricket, still if that one cover drive I hit, it'll give me a lot of satisfaction.
Ironically, that sweep put you on the map, no, of Bumrah.
Yeah, I did, but
You've been asked that a lot of times.
yeah,
Huh?
I've been asked a lot of times.
Was it instinct or was it just?
Yes, it was instinct. That sweep was something which of fast bowlers I've been playing a lot since even my under 16 days, and definitely it is something which puts the bowler on the back foot, especially when you are playing against the fast bowler as well. So I think I just felt at that moment that he had bowled a really good Yorker, uh, the penultimate ball, and I thought he'll continue with that. And it's impossible to hit his Yorker straight or wherever you want. So I thought this is something which I can try and do. If it happens well, or otherwise I'll have a swollen knee. That's okay, but I think it came off really well.
So the next one is from Rocky Leo, and he's asking, Chepauk has traditionally been sprint friendly in the past years. Got to deal with a knowledgeable crowd, huh, Ritu,
Yeah.
as captain.
Yeah.
But in the recent World Cup, we saw 180 plus scores and conditions favoring fast bowlers. Will that change team strategy and combination this year? And as captain, how excited are you for the season?
Yes, I mean there have been a lot of talks about wicket being better, but I feel there are a lot of factors which come into play, especially when you are playing in Chennai. Month of April, lot of heat, and sometimes it becomes cloudy as well.
Yeah.
You don't know what amount of dew, when it will come or when it won't come. So there are a lot of factors which have to be taken into consideration. But uh, overall, I feel however the wicket is this year, I think we are pretty much well prepared to whatever we are about to face, and that is something is a good feeling to have rather than being more dependent on what kind of pitches we get. So I think as we speak around or whatever talks we had in our camp as well, I think that was more of a talk where I think we kind of have all our bases covered. So that is what something which we are prepared to face anything that we have, and we are ready to counter it as well.
Would you say you're more prepared this year than last?
Yes,
Much more ready
definitely.
for the flatter pitches?
Definitely, I think we even in HPC we were practicing on black soils, red soils. More slowness. More bounce. Even red soil HPC has really good bounce. So I think we kind of had 3-4 days or 5 to 6 days where there were various kinds of wickets. So I think that pretty much gave an idea about how we can go to. And as I said, if we get a good wicket, then we are still fine. But sometimes cricket, I mean, you never know. Even on worst, I won't say worst, but even on toughest wickets, if you back yourself, if you have that confidence, and if you have a group of or bunch of players who are really confident, you can even score 200 on a tough wicket. But if you don't have that in it, you might even struggle to get 150, 160 on flat track. So I think that is what, as I said, it is the feeling you should have about your team, and I feel that is what I am having it this year.
Okay, Sharon Solomon has asked, opening with Sanju or Ayush or at one down?
Well,
think I've
opening
already
with
asked you
Sanju,
that.
I think will be a great.
There's a very big Tamil movie releasing, Ritu. I have to give you context.
Huh.
Two biggest superstars of Tamil cinema coming, Rajni and Kamal.
Yeah.
He has already made Rajni.
Yeah.
Like he loves Rajnikant. So obviously crowds will ask, are you Kamal Hassan? So
Yes.
both of
Why
you.
not? Why not? Why not? That will be. I mean, that will be a dream combo to have, and to be playing alongside with him. We have had very rare opportunities actually to play alongside. So I think that is something which we can really expect this year.
One final question.
Yeah.
Hari has asked, how was it to be the first player to win the trophy along with both Orange Cap and the Emerging Player of the Year in 2021? Basically a triple crown of IPL on our Ritu Raja.
Nothing, nothing actually. I mean, over the years playing IPL, I have realized, more than the personal achievements. I feel if you win the IPL trophy, it is the ultimate prize, and that's what people want. That's what everyone expects, and that's what every player wants as well. So definitely, these individual awards are good, but the ultimate prize is winning the IPL. So I think even back then I didn't feel really, or I would say, overwhelmed about winning the orange cap and emerging player as well. But for me, it was my first year as playing the full season, and last year, 2020, I think we finished seventh. So from there, winning the IPL, my first experience, I think that was more kind of a happy and proud moment for me than my individual award. So
Okay, we like our monikers, Ritu. We've got Tala.
yeah,
There's Chinna Tala.
yeah.
You said in an interview that your nickname in this team was Rocket Raja.
Yeah.
Is this the year you're going to become Maharaja?
Well, I would love to. As I said, it's a long process, but as I said, the feeling is good this year. Pretty much more confident. Very excited to have a group of new players, bunch of new players, and it brings different dynamics to the team. The fans are excited as well. They want to see us do really well. They want us to be back where we are, and that's what it's a good. It's a good feeling to have, and it's a good position to be in, where every year you come into an IPL expectation of winning the IPL trophy. Not many teams or not many fans have that expectation. So it's really good to have, and as I said, we'll definitely try our best this year as well.
Spoken in true Chennai fashion, Ritu. It's absolutely a pleasure for
Thank
me
you.
that you have given
Thank
me
you.
this time and this opportunity. All the very best for the
Thank
season.
you, thank you, thank you.